back stateside.
Yeah.
It'll be, I think, mid-August is when he'll be back in 60 seconds.
It actually be like a week or so.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because he has to go back and redo the, review or whatnot, right?
I think like that.
Why?
But yeah, he just dropped it off and.
We're just waiting for the time now.
Talked to Zach on Thursday about the appraisers. He's going to get with me later this week as well.
Cool.
All right, so it's 4:30, so let's go ahead and get the meeting started. All those in favor?
No motion.
No motion for that. All right. So has everyone had a chance to review the meetings from the last minute? Yes.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion to approve the meetings?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Is there anything to amend to the agenda? No. All right. Next one is the public offering packet and the email. I believe everyone's had a chance to look at that as well.
Yeah, so for today, more just discussion or question and answer. We don't have the material. We're waiting on a second appraisal. So what that's for, we accepted the 12.38 acres from the city of Tipton. Now what we're working on is with a prospect who has interest in the property. So what we'll have to go through is a public offering for grading injury. You may remember this from the city properties that were downtown that went through a similar process, maybe the exact process. So that's what this is going through, is as we work and secure a prospect for that 12 acres, we're getting the public offering packet, and then we'll work that economic development deal to go and accompany that packet. So we're waiting on the second appraisal. This is what we need to officially take this under formal action by the RDC. So hopefully here in the short term, we think we'll have it Friday. It's been a little bit of a fiasco trying to find a second appraiser who will come out and appraise the property. So we didn't expect that, a little bit of a delay.
Are we going to be able to vote on that today, or
Not
do we
today.
have to wait?
Yeah, we have to wait. Because we do need the number, which will be the average of two appraisals that put in there.
Do we have any appraisals yet?
We have one. Yeah. We have one in hand. Just wait on the second one.
And as you guys are aware, we are required to have two appraisals before we can make a motion or accept. And then the next one, 625.
Yes.
Okay.
So have the details, have worked with Matt. So right now, all we actually have to do is secure Chad's signature. We've had communication on the phone, just a matter of lined up with his schedule and vacation, but he's agreeable to return to the RDC. And what we're gonna do, he actually still owes taxes on the lot, and he's agreed to deduct that from that price that he paid for the lot. So the RDC will pay the difference, the $2,500 minus what he owes in taxes. And then that's the other piece of that discussion that I wanted to open up, is because we have had some good lessons learned on 2nd Street specifically, that I think there needs to be some more collaboration, communication between the RDC and the Planning Commission. So as we think about that, coming back to the RDC and us offering it to interested parties, what are the things we want to change in that packet, so we can make sure that those loopholes maybe are closed up and we can get a good product out there. So I don't know if the group wants to discuss this now, or if we want to take it under advisement and come prepared at our next scheduled meeting. But again, I just know we've had good discussion. I think a lot of that has been led by Andrea, but good feedback on making sure we have dialogue with the Planning Commission as those things, if things change, they need to be coming back to this board to seek approval.
That I don't remember really a whole lot of discussion at all about the 2nd Street property. And
maybe you were, so what happened is, are you familiar with the structure that was
Yeah,
built on
yeah,
Second
yeah.
Street? So what the RDC accepted was a much different plan than what was constructed.
Right.
And so inevitably, I guess what happened is the planning commission offered them guidance on what could and could not be constructed. What they got approved for could not be constructed on that lot. So they worked with the property owner to determine what could be. They then found the plans and then constructed it. Well, at least it's the opinion of, I would say, the majority, maybe not all of us in the RDC, that wasn't the spirit in which
Right. They
that
should
was
have been back
accepted.
here.
Right.
We had discussions with the other properties around town.
Yeah.
You know, there were some changes made on a couple of them. You know, well, you can do this, or was it 3rd Street? I think that property. You know, they came back a couple times and were like, you still need to get your bushes in and this, and then we'll.
Yep.
And that never seemed to happen with 2nd Street. Just kind of, and all of a sudden there was this.
Correct. Correct. So that's what we want to close on that packet, to make sure that planning commission more than anything understands if changes are made to the approved packet by the RDC, that there's a requirement to come back to the RDC
Right.
to get those approved.
Well, maybe it could be a monthly update, or just to say no changes have been made, or here's a picture of the process, just to kind of keep track of it. Not necessarily them show up at meetings, but even if they just sent an email every month, just showing the progress would have possibly helped in that situation.
That's a good thought too.
Instead of relying on the planning commission to contact us, maybe they could just keep that line open.
Was there any sort of bid that went out, like similar to the offering and appraisal that we have for the agricultural? Did that occur at all for the residential side of things?
Yeah, I think that was one of the properties listed. So it went through the same process that, they just didn't end up building what we approved.
Okay.
And
I
now
don't remember
because-
if that one had two bidders or not, or if they were the
I
only
don't.
one.
To be honest with you, I don't remember that property ever
I
being
don't remember.
for anybody. That's why.
We might have to look into that, Matt. We've already offered it once, but then it changed hands. So now do we have to re-offer it?
We're talking about 695 now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pardon?
We're talking about Madison.
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. Yes.
That's what I assumed. Okay.
So they'll have to go through that entire process again, getting reappraised and then sending out the bid packets and offering, correct? Okay. Then within that, we'll be able to specify what can be built, what can't be built, and what the expectations are. And I feel like that way it will keep them accountable and us accountable as well. And then I believe we might be able to word the bid packet in a way where it requires like the monthly updates as well.
And I think we had kind of looked, even depending where the house was could be different of what we required.
Yep.
So if a location had a lot of properties that had 2 stories, well, we weren't going to approve something that was a single story. Maybe something that kind of went with the neighborhood. And so on 2nd Street, it was kind of went with that, just wasn't what we had thought, but it kind of varied on the location of what we were expecting to have built.
You know, the agreement that we had with the Lefflers that we
Mhm.
provided.
Yeah.
Those requirements that they follow those requirements all the way through. And
Mhm.
part of that process when we approved them for that property was they had submitted plans for their home and I remember, if I remember right, the other bidders on that property had also submitted plans, but we looked
We
at
chose,
everything and
mhm.
chose stuff that went in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Mhm. Also, it would bring in more tax value
Yeah, and
ultimately.
that went really well.
Mhm. Yeah.
This makes me think, should then respondents, when we get to that point, have already verified plans through the planning so they actually come to us ready to go? At least from the perspective of this, what we're presenting to you can be built on this lot.
I believe that's a requirement for like the actual code behind it. They have to provide the layout and what they're
True.
expecting.
But it probably
build
doesn't have to get vetted through planning.
If they don't own it yet, would they be able to approve that though?
Planning probably wouldn't be able to approve, but they might be able to offer an opinion that it does meet the setbacks, it does meet square footage, or
Right.
that one, the trouble I think was because it was manufactured, maybe? Is that what planning told us?
Yes.
I think I think it was going to be manufactured, just wasn't quite that one.
Yeah. Okay.
So to sum it up, make sure that they have the plans, make sure that they come and present the progress of the actual project itself, and then discuss with the planning board as
Yeah.
well what's approved.
I think
and what's
Andrew's
not
suggestion
approved.
that if we just, while that's under construction, the permit's still open, planning comes to the meetings to provide. And if no update is necessary, then they can send us an email, just so long as we're kept comprised of the progress being made.
Perfect. Anything else? Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Dismissed.